While vegan cheese keeps getting better every year, right now it just doesn't have that main character energy we expect from dairy-based cheese. So instead, think of it more as a seasoning that just needs a little help to round out the richness. Because of this, I've found the secret to great vegan pizza isn't the cheese, it's the sauce. Add a dressing after you bake and right before you cut and serve. An old traditional version of this is simply a light drizzle of high-quality olive oil, which has been done since the dawn of pizza. Or pop on some pesto, which is a criminally underrated topping in my book. Try dressing vegan ranch and buffalo sauce on top of a chicken-topped pizza, or make it hamburger style with burger sauce by mixing mayo with ketchup and other seasonings and pair that with pickles, onions, and ground vegan meat. I like to use these squeeze bottles because they look better for presentation, but you can instead dollop it on with a spoon if you like. But these are just some ideas to get you started pairing sauces and toppings, and for all those vegan cheese haters out there, you can even skip the cheese and go straight to hitting the sauce. So if you follow me on Instagram, you'll know that I've been going down the homemade pizza rabbit hole for a while, and after months of research, these are all my tips and tricks that I've learned. And the big one is on cheese, and this might be my most controversial take, but pre-shredded vegan cheese is not great for pizza. They add stabilizing ingredients to the product that leads to a subpar melt and texture. Instead, find a block or slices, shred that, and mix it with some olive oil for a much better texture, melt, and flavor. But if you only have pre-shredded, that's totally fine too. Just bust them up in a food processor and mix some oil the same way you would with a block. This gives the unstarched parts more surface area, yielding a better texture. I did a whole video comparing different methods of melting different vegan cheese products, so check that out if you want more info. Keep your toppings simple and balanced. Keeping it simple and trying to hit that acid, umami, sweet, and heat with 1 to 3 toppings and a sauce is the sweet spot. Pickled jalapenos are a staple in my kitchen for this reason. They pack a mild heat and a slight fruity flavor while providing an acid balance to the pizza as a whole. Need even more topping combo ideas? Look at what your favorite pizza place has on their menu, usually listed under signature pizzas, and use that for inspiration. If you use vegan meats, don't forget to coat them with a little bit of oil, as many of them don't render out fat like animal-based meats do, like these sausages here. Now let's talk tomato sauce and dough. I won't spend a lot of time here as there's countless recipes for doughs and sauces out there that are vegan by default, but picking a high-quality canned tomatoes and flour is easy to do. I use this brand of crushed tomatoes as it is the only one I can reliably find in most places. And look, there is nothing wrong with going for the cheaper can if you need to. And regarding the dough, I like this 00 flour as this is what many pizzerias use, and it makes handling the dough a lot easier because of the higher quality of gluten content that it has. But listen, all-purpose flour is totally fine too. There's nothing wrong with just using what the recipe calls for. But if you don't have time to make a dough, here's the fastest way to make pizza that I know. Buy all of the pre-made ingredients for a quick pizza. Just like anything else you make, pizza is easy once you have the ingredients together and the right tools. Pizza purists, you may want to skip this part, but who am I kidding? You probably already left when I was putting pickles on pizza anyway. So you can simply buy the individual ingredients instead of making them from scratch. This flatbread seems to be available nationwide, not sponsored, it's just pretty good. I dressed this pizza and baked it for about 10 minutes at 450 F. Since the dough is pre-cooked, I was more looking for it to crisp up a bit. Now, if you're comfortable handling dough, you can buy it pre-made from many grocery stores. But if you can swing the extra stop, many local pizza places will sell you their dough that is usually made that day with higher quality flour. All of these ingredients cost about the same as one frozen vegan pizza, but yields twice as much. And real talk, those aren't very good. Now, if you want to save even more dough, try a no-knead recipe. You literally just whisk the dry ingredients together, add water, form into a dough, and wait. Boom, pizza time, baby. I think many people are put off by the idea of making dough, but honestly, as long as your yeast is alive, it's pretty hard to mess up. When I was ready to make pizza, I preheated the oven, cut some up, let that rest, and then stretched it out and made pizza. It's pretty much that simple. This 15 minutes of active time, which I'm also including dishes, getting out the ingredients, and putting them away, made enough for 6 10-inch pizzas or 12 personal-sized pizza doughs. But what if you're not gonna make that much pizza? You can freeze what you're not going to use. Pizza dough freezes super well, and now you've got ammo for several pizza nights. But what if you don't have the right tools? A simple baking sheet can yield great pizza too. Just make sure you generously oil the pan on all sides to prevent sticking. The more heavy-duty and seasoned the pan is, the better, like this one, which has been through a lot. You can also make fantastic pizza in a cast iron pan. Now, when you're ready to invest in the right tools to upgrade your pizza game, consider getting a pizza steel or stone. While both are great, I prefer steels to stones as I don't have to worry about the steel shattering and I can just leave the steel in my oven full time. Now, if you get a steel, you need a peel, which is the thing that fires the pizza into the oven. Sprinkle some flour on top, build your pizza, and then slide it right into the oven. For other gear, and this is less necessary, I also like this hand blender as I can season a sauce and blend it all in the can without hauling out my food processor or blender. I also like these pop lock containers as having my flours organized and easily accessible is great as the flour stays fresh for longer, and I can just grab one and dole out the flour I need without dealing with the bag like flinging flour everywhere. All right, here are a few other rapid tips. Have fun with your crust. Add vegan butter and seasonings like herbs and garlic powder to make them into little breadsticks. Or use that jar of everything bagel seasoning that you impulse bought from Trader Joe's a while ago. Everything bagel crust is incredible. Saute your shrooms or add any other high hydration veggie before you add them to the pizza to prevent them from leaking water onto your pie. When I have leftovers, I like to reheat the pizza by preheating a saucepan and then microwaving the slice for about 30 seconds. Transfer it to the pan to crisp up the bottom and enjoy. And for my final and biggest tip, as corny as it is, have fun. Get into the hobby as much as you'd like, but you don't have to let perfect be the enemy of the good or worry about what is or is not traditional enough. Use shortcuts you need to help you get in the kitchen, be creative, and enjoy the cooking process. It's what it's all about anyway. And until next time, y'all, be nice to each other and keep cooking.